Hey, we wanted to share some tips from results-driven leadership with you today on managing your time more effectively now that many of you are working from home. So I've got my two compatriots here. We've got Danny Lands, we've got Tony Penn. These guys have managed a lot of big businesses, a lot of big teams. And Danny, when you're out there with your clients and working with teams out there, what do you see as one of the biggest challenges that managers are facing right now? Now that this whole, this working remotely and Zoom and all these different methods are happening, I know there's a bunch of stumbling blocks that are happening out there. What are you seeing as the biggest challenge?
I think one of the biggest ones, Vaughn, right now happens to be around decision making. And I think the reason that that's especially challenging right now is it's a lot harder to collaborate, sort of spontaneously the way we're used to when we're all in the same location. Yes, we can still have Zoom meetings and things like that, but that spontaneous collaboration is a little harder to have in this environment. And then also the fact that there's just so many unprecedented things going on right now that we don't have all the answers for makes it really, really tough for people who sometimes struggle to make a decision anyway. I think that the current circumstances are compounding that problem.
Yeah, that's such a good point. And it's having ready access. There's a whole change to habits and environment right now. And this change in environment, rather than be able to walk, across a floor and walk into an office and get an opinion on something or input on something. Do you feel like people, Tony, are hesitant to reach out working from home because they feel like that because they can't see somebody, they might be interrupting them?
Well, I think you're making a good point because people don't really know what's going on behind the scenes during this crisis. So people, I think, are very sensitive. It's also very difficult to gauge what's going on by looking at a Zoom call. So I think there's some trepidation with respect to how to communicate during these difficult times. But really, the people that I've seen that are successful at it are the ones that are breaking down those barriers and continually reaching out in a variety of different ways, whether it's Zoom or text or calls. Phone calls are still a great way to communicate, but it's very difficult to make those decisions without having that level of communication and understanding.
Yeah, so now more than ever, it's really important to up that level of communication beyond what maybe you normally would outreach to your team. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, and I don't think you can over communicate at the same time being very sensitive and respectful to the people you're communicating to.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And it's, and I watched a webinar this week from some neuroscientists that they talk about the damage that, it's really the damage, the pain that brains are going through right now because of this crisis at our door, this crisis in our house, and how cognitively we are challenged to make better decisions. And so we just are not making good decisions. We make better decisions when we're able to kind of take that threat, minimize it a little bit in our own minds, put it up on a shelf. We know the threat's there, but relax our minds a little bit in order to make better decisions. And so it's a little bit of a mindset in that it's hard to feed off of other people. People are feeding off of you, and you as a leader or manager, you got to make sure that everybody understands it's going to be okay. But you've got to really believe this. It's got to be genuine.
And the only thing I would add to that is, I think that makes complete sense. But because we're not trained to do this, we've never had to do it in the past. So when you use the word mindset and changing it, that's exactly what you have to do. And it's easier said than done because we have no practice. There's no precedent. Yeah,
everything is well, it's starting to, I don't know about you guys, but it's starting to settle in a little bit for me. It's becoming a little bit more normal. Yeah. But it's like the hurricane coming. We didn't know this one was coming, and all of a sudden it was at our door. Now it's in our house, and so we've had to quickly adapt our minds to this threat that's hit us. So we are, in many cases, as leaders, as managers, are going to be cognitively slowed, and you just got to realize that. So the sooner you can relax yourself, the better decisions are going to make. So guys, thanks so much for sharing these with us today, and we'll talk to all of you later.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.